Hey there, Alpine. Head Coach Ian here to talk about the next cycle that we have coming up. I first of all just want to say, truly great job on this last cycle. We all got a lot stronger. We got better at our snatch technique. We got better at cycling the power clean and jerk, and we gained some skills. There's so many people that got their first bar muscle up, their first ring muscle up, their first chest to bar. It just makes me very, very happy and warms my heart. Let's talk about this next cycle a little bit. Hopefully you all read the email and saw the little bullet points. We're just going to dig a little bit more into that. Like I said, last cycle we got stronger in the deadlift and back squat. This cycle we're going to get stronger in our front squat and upper body. Last cycle for our back squats and deadlifts, we did squat waves where we did 5-3-1, increased percentages 5-3-1, and then sets of 1 or sets of 3 depending on what week it was on. This cycle with our front squat, this next week, so our first week, I'm going to have you find a 1 rep max, and then the week after that, we're going to do 4 sets of 5 at your 80%. We are going to be pushing that threshold of 5 reps is quite a bit for your 80%, but we have to push just a little bit past that strength threshold, strength threshold, to get those gains that we want to see in our strength overall. Last cycle, we focused on the technique of the snatch and then working on barbell cycling of our power clean and jerk or push press. We are now going to do the inverse this cycle. We're going to work on the technique of our power clean and jerk, specifically our split jerk, while also getting that squat clean in there, and then working on fatigued cycling of our snatch and power snatch. So really it's the exact inverse of what we did this last cycle. Overall, we're just going to continue to have a big emphasis on our Ollie lifts because it's the most complex thing that we do in CrossFit, and everyone from just learned how to clean and jerk to I'm competing at the AOs needs help with their technique in some form. So overall, it's just a big emphasis on Ollie and getting stronger. We're going to do a reintroduction of lactate threshold training. We did that a while back with assault bike sprints, and we kind of did it during our back squat waves in the beginning, where I had us do 8 to 10 second sprints after each back squat, and it got the heart rate up, and you felt a little bit of lactate in our legs. Lactate meaning just that burning feeling, like starting to stiffen up. Well, now what we're going to do is we're going to do straight lactate threshold training, which is teaching our body how to deal with and clear out that burning feeling in our legs or just in our overall body quickly so we can keep on going. What that's going to look like next week, we actually have it. I think it's Tuesday. I can't remember off the top of my head, but actually it's Friday. I just remembered Friday. It's going to be every 4 minutes for 16 minutes, which is 4 sets. We're going to do, for men, 10 cows on the assault bike, 7 for women, 6 thrusters, and then back to that assault bike. So to be honest, it's very few reps. You should go very, very quickly. We want you to. You're going at 95%, so it's almost so close, almost to sprinting 100%, but not quite. The weight for the thruster is going to be light also, so we can go up and down with great technique. You're gonna feel your lungs burning, your legs filling up with lactic acid, but you're gonna soon realize, oh man, that 4 minute window is enough that I'm able to recover properly and do that exact same effort again and get that same time. Throughout the weeks, I'm gonna make the weight that we move a little bit heavier during that, and or bring that time that we have to recover down, and you'll see that you're throughout the 6-week cycle, you're able to keep that intensity for a little bit longer, and recover a little bit quicker. This is teaching us just how to really be intense, have a nice power output, and just get weird with everything. To balance out that lactate threshold training, because we don't want to just hit that time domain of 60 to 90 seconds of pure sprinting, we will have days of longer metcons because we want to keep that engine, especially since the cycle after this next one is our Murph prep and bodybuilding cycle. So that we all know from last year, at least I hope we remember, you might have got it out of your brain because you didn't like it that much, but we're gonna like it this year. That Murph prep was a lot of running, a lot of pull-ups, push-ups, air squats, just really making that engine as great as possible. So we're still gonna do longer Metcons so that we're ready going into that cycle, but we're gonna have that lactate threshold training so we keep the power that we are gaining in the cycle and gained in the last cycle. Finally, to continue on our warpath of getting those higher skills and refining them, we're gonna have some skill-based gymnastic Metcons and EMOMs. What that's gonna look like is we have a 21-minute EMOM. Minute 1, you're gonna do 3 toes to bar, 3 pull-ups, 3 chest to bar. Minute 2, 40-second max calorie row. Minute 3 is rest. So that first minute, it's only 9 reps. They're lower skill gymnastics to that higher one. And that minute, you're really working on refining that technique. But that next minute's 40 seconds max calorie row. So if you do the math, you have the 40 seconds, which leaves 20 seconds left in that minute and then a whole another minute of rest. So that is a minute 20 of rest, which is 3 times the amount we worked. So that's power and intensity also combined with working on skill and working on that skill while we're a little bit fatigued. This is going to transfer over very, very well to that next cycle after this one, that Murph prep, which is all about gymnastics too. So yeah, let's go through a little synopsis. We got our deadlift and back squat stronger last cycle. We're going to go to front squat and upper body strength. Last cycle, we focused on snatch technique and cycling the power clean and push press or jerk. This cycle, we're focusing on clean and jerk, specifically split jerk technique, while also working on cycling that power snatch under fatigue. Reintroduction of lactate threshold training, super pumped about that still. And then still getting those longer Metcons to just keep a nice aerobic base, because everyone needs a good aerobic base to be good at CrossFit and to help us with that next cycle of the Murph prep. If you guys have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. My email is below the video, along with my phone number, all that jazz. Prefer email, but you can text if you want to. See you all next week and have a great weekend.